I'm Krista, and you're watching Amiens House. Today we're going to do our 4-year anniversary walk around and see what's happened in the last year. So starting down here at the end of the laneway where I have started the last 2 videos, you'll notice we have a new laneway. It was bad. Everybody for the last 4 years has complained about our laneway, said it's terrible, we need to get it fixed. We had tons of people drive in and say, I could fix your laneway for you. That's how bad it was. We were waiting because we were told by a lot of people that we needed to make sure we had a really good base, and the chances were we had a really bad base and it wasn't a priority for Jeff and I to put all that money and time into the laneway, so we just kind of dealt with it. And then we had to put hydro in. Big surprise this year, from the road all the way to the house. Yes, just let you take that in. It was big. So what we decided to do though was we were going to take a pole. We had to replace a pole, and then after the pole that was in these trees, we were going to dig across the laneway. And by doing that though, we found out we have an amazing base in our laneway, and we don't need to tear it up, and we don't need to put a new base in. We just needed a load of gravel. So Jeff arranged a load of gravel, and we have now a beautiful laneway. And then turning, we have a mailbox. That happened quite quickly after our last video. It took us a long time to get this together. This is exactly what I'd been dreaming the whole time. It took 3 years to pull this off and get my vision into Jeff's understanding, but we did it, and I love it. And let's go up the side and see what's happening there. Okay, I'm still standing at the road down here at the end, and you'll notice another big change is we have this massive soil field, I guess we can call it. The pigs are still here. We had to move them over, as you can see, quite a bit, and they're also on both sides of the laneway. Last year they were just on this side of the laneway. Now we have them on both sides. We have 15 Cooney pigs. We lost our most favorite sow, Daub, this year, she had it herniated while she was delivering her piglets, and we lost her piglets. So our herd is changing drastically this year. We are going to get rid of actually all of the breeding stock that we have, and we are going to keep some of Daub's gilts, which means they're pigs that haven't had babies, and we will then bring in a new boar. So that's what we're gonna do this year. It's pretty hard. It's upsetting for everybody, but it's kind of time. They're at the age where it's time. You can see 2 of them over there. Those are the boars. This one right here is Gustav, and then that one's Squirt. And then we have piglets in the piggy playpen, and all the mums and the gilts are sleeping right now way up back there. So let's get back to this field. Why do we have a field? We have a field because we have a geothermal system. In the autumn, we dug down to 6 feet down this whole area, and we put in our geothermal system. This was stressful for me. This probably has been the only thing that's been super stressful. I get stressed with the time limit of things, but this actually, the intensity of it was stressful. The fact I realized like it was going to be a big pit. What I didn't realize was all the soil of that 6-foot pit had to come up and go somewhere. So there was big mounds of soil, a big pit, and the pit went the whole length of this, like the whole length of this, all the way up to the house. Huge. So now we're just leveling, still trying to get it level and clean it up and then sod it. Jeff would really like it to be super level so that we could put the ice rink up here in the front. On this side, we have my vegetable garden. And if you would like more details about the vegetable garden. I have lots of vegetable garden tours on the channel, so you can just check out what's happening this year. So that's what's happening in the front. We have a garden, we have a soil field, and we have pigs. The girls are just peeking out. This year, the things that are the most troublesome are the horseflies. Every year we seem to have an insect that is really overwhelming, and the horseflies this year, because it's been so dry, I think, are just really, really bad. There are the girls just standing there. It's too early for breakfast. Don't wake me up. I'm gonna go back to sleep. So there's no changes to the outside of the house from any direction, actually. I don't think we've done anything on the outside. The last ugly building standing is still standing. Our eating and fire pit area is still the same, but there's plans to change that in the near future. So I'll take a video of it now, so next year it'll look different. This guy is a big change. This is Bagel. Bagel is our new puppy. He's 2 years old and he's lovely and he thinks the farm is the best. He's such a good puppy. We were very, very blessed to get him. We also tried to get a livestock guardian dog, which we owned for all of 5 days before she ran away, and she is very challenging to get back. We know where she is. She just is not coming to anybody, so we can't catch her. I just crossed the front of the house and came to this side of the house, and right here in this mound is where we put in a new septic tank. We had a septic tank, which I'll show you, was just off the front step of the house, which we were not enjoying. It's right there and not really large enough for a dishwasher, washing machine, showers, 5 people, toilets, all that stuff. So we ended up putting a new tank in. It's right here. We have to wait for soil to settle. So there's a big mound and then it'll be clear and then it'll settle and then more. So this spot at the front is still looking very construction-like as I try to not trip over mounds of soil. This is also where we dug across to bring the electricity back into the house from our new pole. I should show our new pole since it cost us an arm and a leg. We might as well show it off. Woohoo! Thank you, Hydra One, for a new pole that we got to pay for. So that's the side of the house. We have a load of bricks that we went and took from a house that was being torn down, and the owner said that we could have as many bricks as we want. So we need to be cleaning these bricks, stack them there, hopefully for our addition that we are going to have at the back one day. Since I'm standing here, I thought I would just give you a scanning view of this side of the laneway. So we have the children's play area there, the mud kitchen. That's my spring garden where it's located. If you follow on social media, you'll see that I post that in the spring. I love it. There is a trampoline back in there, you just can't see it. This is where the pole for the hydro, another pole for the hydro used to be, and now is gone because everything's underground. The barn. The herb garden's way back in there, and those are the meat chickens that we have this year. So we'll take a walk over there and we'll just have a little bit of a look. Just before we head to the back, I thought I would just show you around here. So I've cleaned this up. Hello, Mr. Bagel. And we also had a well put in. So another thing out here, you can't see it, it's in this overgrown weeds, but you can see the line that we're still waiting to settle. That's a project that we have coming up in the next week or two, is just trying to level this out so we can cut the grass up here. It's hard to cut grass when you're going up and down and up and down. So that's the plan. We've added a little bit of trellising. We have morning glories now that are going to grow up there. I added some roses. I'm hoping to have a tiny little patio there for a morning coffee. The heat more still here. It's a backup system, but the idea is that we won't be using it this winter because we have the geothermal system. So we'll go back this way, and nothing's really changed. We are only doing 300 meat chickens this year, and this is our first flock. We have a second flock in the brooder at the moment, and then we'll have a third flock at the end of the summer. The herb garden is going wild, and I have videos on the herb garden if you would like to see more of what's in there. We did add that fence, that's new. Makes me very excited, and I just want to walk over here to the layers who are crowing. So these are our layers, our beautiful flock of layers. They move every once in a while. They're here to keep things clean, and Rocky's here to tell us that it's morning. And we have baby chicks this year for the first time. We had 2 broody hens. Oh my gosh, that was the most amazing thing ever to have broody hens. It was very fun. And we have a turkey. That's the turkey right there. 1 solo turkey. If it's a boy, we're calling it Uno. If it's a girl, we're calling it Solo. We just have to figure out which it is. So we're loving our flock of layers. They're so beautiful. We've added a lot of varieties, and so we get a lot of beautiful eggs now. So I should also mention that we have 5 steer again this year in the pasture. Because of different reasons and things, a lot of health issues again this year, we haven't really been rotational grazing them as best as we thought we normally would. And same with the pigs, they're not getting rotated as often or in a way that we thought, but every year is going to be different, and every year has its own challenges. This year has had different health challenges. Jeff's cancer is gone and no sign of it at the moment, but there's been just a lot of other stuff, so we are chugging along. But we did plant a whole bunch of trees. Sam, who had just started last year when I would have done my anniversary video, and she has continued. She's been here all year, and she is amazing. She comes anytime she's not working, really, which is often, and it's lovely, and she's so much help, and we have so much fun. So she and Jeff did a lot of planting, and I think Jackie was here at that time too, planting trees, and so they planted a lot of fruit trees. Our orchard is growing. They put in some peaches and plums. I think they put in a cherry. They put blueberries back there and some raspberries. So the orchard is growing back over in there. But other than that, I think we haven't done anything else outside. Before I go inside, I do want to take a moment to thank all the people who have helped again this year. So Sam being one of them all the time. Grandpa is also a constant and very grateful presence. He helps with chores all the time and is ready to help anywhere he can, other than in the garden. Not his favorite, which is fine. Not everybody has to love gardening. And my mom obviously is also here helping a lot. When you go inside, you'll see all the painting that she has done. Our neighbors, Kim and Dave, have both been very helpful with painting. And Dave is helping me, he helped me build some walls that were a crazy puzzle. He loved every minute of it. I wouldn't have been able to do it without him. And also he's helping me trim out all the windows and get those all finished. So you'll see that in a minute. And yeah, just wonderful neighbors and friends who've just dropped by and helped Steve. Steve helped tons with the electrical work. And I think Ryan in this year, can't we imagine him I can't remember if it was this year or last year that Ryan was here so much, but definitely helping and with building stuff. So let's go inside. So we're gonna head down in the basement, and the first thing is we have light. We have lights in the basement, and it is so exciting. We did move our kitchen that is outside, our summer kitchen, down here for the winter. We had a little table here, and then we added this area for adding our coats and our winter boots and everything. So everybody came in down here and did that, took off their stuff before they went upstairs. This, I think, is new. That behind the chairs here is our water filtering system, which allows us to get rid of the iron bacteria that's in our water and make our water taste delicious. We have a new water tank, a sub pump, and dun dun dun, we have a furnace. We don't have a ginormous furnace. Do you see that footprint of the old furnace? New furnace, footprint of old furnace. And if you remember, it went all the way to the ceiling. New ductwork, obviously. Hot water tanks that need to be hooked up and should be hooked up hopefully by the end of the month. And then this is going to be our freezer room. Obviously, we have lots of freezers. And then in there is, new electrical panel, and that will eventually be our cold storage. And we will go upstairs. So this is where the light ends though, because now we have no light in this area of the house. So hopefully it'll show up on the video well enough. So coming up the stairs, that's the door that goes to the coach house. That's the door that goes out the side porch. This will be the mud room. And then this was the old kitchen that we tore out, and everything's a mess in this area. Like, we have saws, painting stuff, bathtub, piles of clothes, wood for tables, old tabletop. But this is, the stove used to be here. That is now gone, and there was all these stones sitting down there, so that's all been cleaned up. And then over here is our temporary bathroom-ish situation. This is where the laundry will be. There will be a wall here, and then a door. I would be just about to walk in a door, and so we have our toilet and our sink, and then there will be a shower here. Again, excuse the mess. This is not where we're doing the work, so it's just where everything piles up. And then nothing's happened in this room, other than it's a bit tidy so that we can kind of have a little bit of a living space. My kitchen cabinet that I can't wait to be using, that we got off of Facebook Marketplace. So nothing's happened other than we have no electricity. Tore it all out. So we have this room to do, and down here, and this room to do. We haven't done anything other than store a whole bunch of trim. And the hallway I started, I've got the trim off of the baseboards, and I've ripped off some of the wall, but then I stopped. The idea is we will have a new front door by the end of the year. So I just kind of stopped, but we'll see how that goes. All right, let's go upstairs. So as you can see, no drywall or anything, but plumbing. Yay! We have drywall, we have insulation, we have electrical, we have plumbing, and we have some light fixtures. That's the only one. And in this room, I have a whole bunch of trim ready to go on. So that's ready to go on, that's ready to go on. I'm gonna paint that today. That goes on the inside of the closet. This I'm gonna stain so it's ready to go on, and that's for this side of the door. I've cleaned all that up and I've already stained that. And then this is the window frame for that window. So we are rocking and rolling onto windows. And actually, you can see some floor, which is so exciting. I can't wait to get the trim on, because then I can clean up the floor and then I can get all the beds and everything in, and we can be sleeping on this floor. So we'll head back this way, and my blue door is new. All this drywall obviously is all new. So this is the new door to the bathroom. That there'll be a vanity there. That's where the shower will be. And the toilet's roughed in, and that's where the tub will be. So drywall. And now I've found my trim, so I can paint this trim. It's gonna be painted white because it was already painted. So I'm not gonna strip it and stain it. I'm just gonna stay with the white, and the trim around this wall is right there, and also it is white. And then I'm gonna go upstairs into the attic, and up here you will see we have framed one out of two accesses to the furnace, and we are sleeping here. This is where Michael and I are sleeping at the moment. We have hung a door, we have framed another door, electrical panel, and this is where Mackenzie and Marty are sleeping right now. They've got the reading nooks, which I think is so fun. This is their little room and their curtain, so it doesn't get too hot up here. So it's exciting. This will be my office once we get the bedrooms done, but the ceilings up here are amazing. These are the walls that Dave helped me build, and they're insane, crazy. Can you see the angles on all these? I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but pretty impressive. Dave is an excellent carpenter. I don't know if he would go with that title, but I'm giving it to him. I'm just Vanna White. I tease myself. I'm Vanna White. I hold everything and he does all the tricky stuff. So it's been good. Well, that's 4 years, our 4-year anniversary. We did a lot this year to really bump the house to a point where all the behind the wall stuff is now done. We have electrical spray foam, we even have drywall, and these top 2 floors are really close to being at a point where we can move in, and I am so excited for that. I don't regret any of this. People have asked me a lot if I mind the work or if I get tired of the work. I don't. I get tired of the back and forth running. I love taking something old and neglected, or something that just looks absolutely horrific, and trying to bring it back up to date or to make it beautiful. So making my garden beautiful and also functional is so much joy to me. Taking this trim and moving it from a battered, beaten up old trim to looking like it's new, and putting it back and it looks like we've transported back into 1870s, and you can't tell that anything's happened to the house, but it still has all the character and the love that it did when it was first built. That brings me a lot of joy, and I don't find it work. I find it fulfilling. The skills that I have learned, I am so grateful for, and the person that I am becoming and have become this far, I'm very proud of, and I love everything that I am doing. So if you ever are following on Facebook or Instagram and thinking, oh my gosh, it's so much work, or does she ever stop? I love this. It's really, really soul fulfilling. So if you want more of what we're doing on a regular basis, you can hit the subscribe button and you will get more videos. Or if you want to see what's happening in the garden or in the herb garden, there's herb garden tours. Or if there's something that you would like to see more of, let me know below and I will try to do more videos of that. Thanks for dropping by the farmhouse. We'll catch you on the next one.